We are Dave, Carrie, and Rudel. In 2018, we set out to explore one adventure at a time. Join us as we continue our journey to find the best free camping.
This is great. I love it.
We know better.
Yeah, you don't go to a popular hot spring
on a Saturday
or on the weekend
after a holiday.
And this is a hot spring we've been trying to hit for a few years now, but every time the road's been closed, there's been too many people. So
there was a blizzard.
Yes. So this time we're gonna make it.
It is before 6 a.m. The sun is not up. It is 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. And we're gonna go brave this hot spring, and I bet you we will not be the first ones there.
Oh, no way. Yeah, this is too popular of an area.
And this is what the walk to it looks like. There was already 16 cars in the parking lot. I think most of those probably stayed overnight. And it's a fairly small parking lot. That's why when we drove in yesterday, I mean, there wasn't one single spot left.
The boards are all icy.
Yeah, yeah, even the puddles here are frozen. Woo!
Oh, the sun's gonna be awesome on these mountains.
On the snowy mountains. It is pretty out this morning.
My toes are frozen.
All right, that's about it for me. I can't take the hot water for as long as Carrie can. I think it's right around 104 degrees, which is pretty nice. That's not generally too hot for me, but still a limited amount of time. And what I've noticed is when you get out of a hot spring, you've got about 2 minutes of time where your body core temperature is enough to keep you warm even in cold weather. So that's about enough time to dry off, or towel off, and put some halfway warm clothes on and start your run back to your vehicle. And so far I'm feeling pretty good. I had enough time to put my jacket on, and then after 2 minutes all bets are off. All right, I'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
Heading back to the van here to check up on Rudel, make sure he's doing okay with the busy parking lot. But those mountains in the background, that is a view of the eastern side of the Sierra Nevada. And there's just a little bit of snow on top right now. It's the end of November. It's just a matter of time before those are caked with snow. I'm coming up here on the parking lot and I've already noticed Rudolph sitting in the passenger seat. I'm pretty sure he's already seen me. He does not appear to be barking, so that's good. We'll see how excited he is by the time I get there. He's either going to be excited or he's going to be mad at us for leaving him. We'll have to wait and see. He kind of looks mad. What do you say, Rudolph? Stay there, stand there. Good boy. Oh, you don't look too mad. Yeah, you don't look too mad. Good boy. Get inside. Come on, get in there. Good job. Good job. Yeah, we got a mess going on in today. All right, well, let's go relax a little bit and wait for Carrie.
Although when we arrived there were 16 cars in the parking lot, there were only 2 other people at the pools when we got here. Now right behind me here, I think that's what they're calling the big pool. I did not film that because clothing is optional at Hot Springs, and you guessed it, there were people in there with no clothes on. They probably wouldn't take kindly to me filming, but the view is amazing. And we got to watch the sun come up on the Sierra Nevada mountains. Definitely worth getting out of bed. There's few things that can get me out of bed that early. Hot Springs are one of them. I got back and you have breakfast ready?
It's breakfast time.
Ooh, breakfast burritos?
Breakfast burritos.
Awesome. I'm ready.
Still warm.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. That's pretty much a perfect morning.
Well, sleeping in would have been the perfect morning.
Yeah. Dave and I had a soak. Now it's time for Rudolph fun. Rudolph. Rudolph, you having fun out here walking? Okay, let's go. Let's go. He likes the meadow.
The Labradoodle. He's got a traveling van and a master plan. He'll show you it all if you throw him his ball. He's Rudolph. He's Rudolph.
Happy dog. Come on. Yeah. Good boy. Remember earlier when I said that clothing is optional? Well, I got a bag of trash. 90% of it is clothing. Most of it is underwear. So when you're on public lands and there's no signs posted, clothing can be optional. Hence why I did not film going down to the hot springs again and cleaning up. So just keep that in mind. It's a pretty common thing to see people with no clothes. So again, one bag, towel, clothes, a few beer bottles, but it's all clean, at least for this weekend. And to be honest, with how many people were here yesterday, this is not too bad. I wish it was none, but I don't mind picking it up. It's my payment. tires low?
That tire's really low. 20 psi. And taking a close inspection at it, it's done. It's got cracks in the main tire, not just the tread.
Oh, we knew it was tire time, didn't we?
So 2 years, about 61,000. That's all we got. That's not bad though.
All right, Wild Willy's hot spring was pretty cool. A little smaller than we were anticipating.
Yeah, I was thinking the pools are gonna be a little bit deeper because it's so popular. I was like, well, you can probably swim in it, but yeah, it was pretty shallow.
Pretty shallow, and of course, you know, we came on a holiday weekend. That was our bad, but there were a lot of people here.
Yeah, I would still consider coming here like off holidays, off weekend, and see it be, if it was just the two of us or you know, like a handful of people, I think we would have had an even better time.
Yeah. So we're gonna head north. There's another hot spring that we know of, about an hour north on 395. We've stayed there before and we really liked it. So that's where we're gonna go check out now.
Yeah, not too far to go. Today we are in California, just off Highway 395 in the small town of Bridgeport. And Travertine Hot Spring is right off in that direction, a little over a half-mile away. And it was extremely crowded. We completely timed this wrong. Holiday weekend at that, and it is packed. So there's no room to even get in there and hardly turn the van around. So we have backed off a little bit. We're a half-mile away right now, and we are on BLM land where you can camp overnight here. At least there's no signs that prohibit camping right where we're at here. This is public land, and this little spot's got all kinds of firewood and a fire pit. But this is a good lesson on what not to do. So if you're gonna come to California to visit some hot springs, just make sure you time it on a non-weekend, non-holiday. And you might even go early in the morning just to avoid some of the crowds if you don't like crowds. But this spot is not too bad. It comes up on our phone as BLM land. And we checked all around and there's no signs posted. So this is gonna be our home for the night. And the plan is to relax right now, maybe get some sleep if we can, and then come out in the wee hours of the morning. And I'm thinking maybe like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and drive back up the hill and see if we can find one of those hot springs open. Because one thing really cool about Travertine Hot Springs is there's about 5 different pools that I know of. There might even be more than that. And so we have pretty good chances of finding at least one that's semi-private. And there's pretty good views up here. All right, so we made it to the hot spring. This is Travertine. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and we are the only ones in the main pool here. There's a couple other people here in other pools. And you can see Carrie there and her lanterns behind her. Those are the same lanterns we have in the van that go up above the couch. So it's pretty nice to have solar lanterns that are portable, that you can take with you. And it's time to relax. What do you think, Carrie?
Yeah, it's taken until 9 o'clock before it cleared out enough for us to be the only ones in it. And the sky is absolutely magnificent out here.
Last time we were here, we were sitting in this pool and it started to snow. And that was a pretty cool night too.
That was really awesome. I wish I'd do that again.
I wish I could show you guys more, but as you can see, it is pitch black out here.
We'll have to get up in the morning and get the drone up and show you the overall.
Yeah, we'll give you an overall view of what this area looks like. It's just pretty hard to find it a time when it's this nice though. And I think I'm gonna jump in because it's cold out here.
So this is where it starts, up here. Let's see how hot this is. 155 degrees Fahrenheit and still climbing. So what you do, it comes down here. This is a very sophisticated way of monitoring. You take the towel and you close this direction so the water goes this way. And that's why nobody's in this pool, because it's 150 degrees. So we'll let that cool off for a bit. And we'll go down the hill and look at some of the other more natural pools and see what their temperature is.
See, once again, the hot water is following the ridge. I don't know if it's making the ridge. It could be down the Travertine here. And then dropping right off into a series of 4 pools. Well, that looks pretty comfortable. What's the water temperature on this one?
This is the perfect pool for you, Dave. So the pool temperature is about 98. This water coming in is 130. So it's keeping this side nice and warm for me. This is the most beautiful pools here, natural ones. And I think it gets cooler as you go around the corner.
Yeah, so if you don't like the hotter pool, then they just kind of step down in temperature all the way around. And
I'm getting 3 bars of Verizon LTE.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
So tonight I could come sit in the pool and watch a movie.
That sounds pretty good. As long as you time it right, otherwise there could be 16 people down here. This is something I've never seen before, so I just want to kind of show it off a little bit. But this is the Travertine Hot Spring parking lot. And there's no cars here except for our van. And we have never seen that before. And one of the coolest things, well, there's a lot of cool things about this hot spring, but one of the things I like is that not only is it free, but you can park right next to one of the hot springs. So that makes it pretty darn convenient for getting in and out of your van, getting dressed or undressed. How many places? We found a few places like this, but not many. And you can control the water temperature, so now it's at the perfect temperature. I think I'm gonna jump on in.
Oh yeah.
Is that a lot better?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go put my shorts on. We woke up this morning and that back tire once again is completely flat, so I'm airing it up. And I do like this air compressor because I'm able to either hook it up to the cigarette lighter or right to the battery, and there's a battery hookup right here. And it is super small and tiny. I noticed when I started airing up that tire that the valve stem is leaking. Not the base of the valve stem, but the actual core that where you air up the tire.
So can we drive with that leaking?
We can drive with that leaking, but just not very far till we see if we can get it fixed. And that's something I think I can fix myself. If we can make it to an auto parts store, I can buy the little core tightener and tighten up that stem to see if that is in fact the problem.
Which there's an auto parts store in town, like a mile away.
Brutal, no.
more than a tire stem repair.
Yeah, I got stuff for the windshield wipers, to change the oil, and all the stuff I needed for the tire. So it was like super friendly, helpful, nobody else in there. It was easy to get everything done, and their prices were reasonable. It's only been about 20 minutes since I put air in this tire. We went into town. I got the tool that I think I need, little valve stem repair tool. And the tire is already visibly low, so it's not gonna hold air for very long. We don't want to drive another 100 miles on it to where we're gonna get our tires replaced. So we're gonna see if we can fix it with the valve stem, and if we can't, we're gonna have to pull out the spare tire and go that direction. But either way, this is the valve stem repair tool. It's only a couple dollars at the auto parts store, and these are extra cores, which we may or may not need. We'll have to see. But when I take off the cap, it is definitely leaking out the end. If I had some water, I could spray it on there, but I can feel air coming right out the end.
That's just tightening it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really loose. So now I'm just gonna air it up to the 80 pounds that it requires and then retest it to see if there's any air coming out. I don't feel any air. I test it with some soapy water and there's no air bubbles. So that was an easy solution, especially for a tool that only costs $2 or $3. And this is a valve stem repair tool. And that's definitely something that's gonna be in my kit. I carry a couple different things in the kit. And that's also some valve stem cores, just in case one of those goes
Look how
bad.
tiny they are.
They're super tiny. That's 4 of them. So I'll keep all this together. I've got a tire plug kit in case there's a hole. I can plug it and at least get to somewhere where I can get a new tire. So I keep that in with the air compressor.
We've used that for somebody else.
We've helped somebody else out with that kit. And then we have our air compressor. I really love this air compressor because it's tiny and it doesn't get hot. So we've used it several times. Gas stations just do not work for us because most of the air compressor stations don't go above 35 PSI. Our rear tires are 80 PSI. So this thing will do 80 PSI. It claims it will do 150, but it does fine at 80 PSI with just a little bit of patience because it will take about 15 minutes. That was a successful trip. So what I like about this location is the obvious. It's super close to a hot spring. I mean, we're less than a half mile away from where we're free camping right now.
Yeah. Okay, so we are on our favorite road in California, and that's Highway 395. So the stargazing is also phenomenal out here.
Yep.
There is a little bit of light pollution from the town of Bridgeport, but still sitting in the hot spring and just gazing at the stars is phenomenal.
So what you need to know if you come here, first the closest town is Bridgeport of about 800 people. So there's limited supplies. There is a couple of gas stations, a general store, a couple seasonal restaurants, and it's only 2 miles away.
Yeah. So when you come up to the hot springs, it looks like you're going through a work yard, kind of. The road is a little tricky at first, and then you'll see the sign that says Travertine Hot Springs. So let's talk about rig size.
Yeah, so the road is fairly rough and there's not a lot of turnaround locations. If you have a rig that's pulling a trailer, there's maybe 1 or 2 places that you can camp and then walk the half mile to the hot spring.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is pretty much cars, trucks, and vans only.
So once you get to the hot springs, unless you are a master at turning around a trailer, there is really no turnaround spot.
Not to mention, it could be completely full of cars.
And then you're going to be in a situation.
Yep. There's no amenities except for at the hot spring itself, there is 1 pit toilet set up.
Okay, so cell reception, we are getting 2 bars of Verizon LTE. Rudel is really playing ball today. And at the hot spring, we're getting 1 bar of Verizon LTE, depending on what pool you sit at.
Yep.
So let's talk about hazards. So where we're boondocking, there are no hazards. Rudel loves it here.
Yeah, it's just far enough off the road. We don't have to worry about traffic.
Yeah.
There's probably only about 4 locations that you can camp overnight in. That's it. So if you're coming in on a weekend or a holiday, not only is it going to be tough to find free camping, but you're going to struggle just to find a place to park in the parking lot.
or a place to sit in the hot spring.
Yeah, yep, that too.
So the hazards at the hot spring, as you saw, the water coming out of the ground at the top one is 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So I would keep a close eye on your littles and your dogs because you don't want them stepping in that. Yep. Or getting into the hot tub and burning yourself. Yeah.
So Travertine is a great hot spring with free camping. If you're in the area, we also recommend that you consider Buckeye Hot Spring. It's close by, there's free camping there as well.
Also, it's really specifically for small vehicles. Sorry guys with the big trailers, like this spot here, you could probably get a Class A in here, but you're gonna have to walk a half mile to the hot spring.
Yeah, if you're okay with the walk, yeah, it's doable.
So the last thing I'm gonna say is it's winter time right now, and this is pretty unusual to have 70 degrees and such favorable weather in December. So if you come up here in a ProMaster and there's snow on this road, you are not going to make it to the hot springs unless you have chains. Yep. And ask us how we know this.
So we were here last year or 2 years ago when it snowed, and we had to chain up to make it to the top of the hill.
Yeah, but sitting in the hot spring and watching it snow was one of the highlights of any hot spring I've been at.
It's magical.
Anything else we should talk about?
I think that's it. I think we covered it. So we appreciate you watching our videos. We hope you'll give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps out our channel. And we will see you next week.
And happy boondocking. And if you ever get a chance, Highway 395 in California, you won't be sorry.
Until you're at the gas pump.
At 609?
Yeah, a gallon. If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. Or check out our new merchandise at advanture@atime.com. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.